Building a house is not for the faint of heart. I mean, there's so much to budget for from the foundation to the finish. But building a house takes more than money. It takes vision, it takes grit, it takes determination. Welcome to The Build Up, brought to you by HOLT'S Hardware, the podcast for home builders and those aspiring to build their homes.
That's my girl. I'll be your friend at the very end.
Before we get into the podcast, make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at HOLT'S Hardware JA. I'm your host, Zandra Stennett, and today we have with us Donovan Bonner. Welcome, Donovan.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Donovan is the operation manager at HOLT'S Hardware. He's a father, he's a husband, but most importantly, he's on a journey to build his own house. So in this episode, we're going to touch on his story. So Donovan, did you always want to build a house over buying a house?
No, I always wanted to buy a house. I thought it would have been much quicker to move in than to build from scratch. It would have taken me a little time.
Okay, so how long has it been since you started building your house?
Well, I started in 2022. A 3-part house. 2/3 of it is already finished.
And what have you built on the house so far? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, that sort of thing?
All right, so I've built 2 bedrooms, office space, a living room, dining room, kitchen, and veranda, along with the incomplete side that is already up out of the foundation and is already up to lintel.
When you started your construction journey, you were a newbie. Basically, you didn't know anything. So tell us a bit about how you started out the process, the journey as a home builder up until this point, from foundation till now.
Okay, so first I had to get in the mind frame of telling myself that, okay, building would be more ideal and more financial and more financially wise. So starting out, I had no idea of how to start, what to do, the materials that I would need, and who to build. So starting out, I had a contractor. The contractor would have given me tips on things that I would have needed to start out with. Gone to the hardware, got the stuff. I didn't know what they were for and how they were going to be used. First of all, I got some 1x316 and some nails, wire nails. I think 2.5-inch wire nails to do the lining out of the house. I didn't know what the lining out was. I was there on the spot with the contractor, watching him as they line it out. They call it batterboard. I really don't know what the batterboard was for. I found out that that's where the area where the house will be built on. So then he moved after the batterboard. Then I understand that the house has a line out, and I'm saying, well, the batterboard is already there, so why need to line out after that? I understood now that the lining out had to be for the rooms based on what was on the plan. Well, while I know the rooms now, I was saying to myself, well, these rooms are very small. So I waited there. They told me to get sand or white marl to do the lining out. I would have used the white marl. The tractor would have come through and dug the foundation. And I was trying to be, well, conservative and trying to be more economic. So I asked the tractor to just dig the pits same time. So after building the pits now, digging the pits now, I got the steel. So I went to the hardware now and I would have spoken to a customer service rep and they would have told me how much steel I would have needed to do the foundation, how much cement would I need, and also the amount of binding wires.
That's a sales rep at HOLT'S Hardware.
That's a sales rep at HOLT'S Hardware. So I wouldn't have known how much steel I would have needed to start out with. And first of all, I didn't even know I would have needed two sides of steel, that the 3/8 steel and the 3/8 rough steel, the curry, as well as the 1/2 inch. So I wouldn't have known that. So having spoken to the sales rep, I get a better idea of what I was doing. So step by step as I went along, they told me the amount of cement that I would need. So I was asking why I need that little cement when I can buy this amount. So they explained to me that it's best to buy what they need now, because we don't want to have it stored up and something happen. Maybe someone break into your site or storeroom and steal all of it. So after the foundation was cast and stuff, went back to the audio again, and then they have told me again what else I need. So while I went along my journey, I was just in constant dialogue with a sales rep who understood my project.
Okay. I know that in the process of building a house, I've heard a lot of stories about ups and downs. What has been the worst thing that has happened to you in this home building process so far?
Worst thing in my process so far, well, alright, so one of the worst things, I have had quite a few hiccups while building, and these are things that are for newbies, but as we go along we learn. So one hiccup was the fact that I dug the pit early. So while I was building, while I was blocking up, I would have allowed the pit to just wait. So rain came and stuff, and some of the dirt would have washed back in. So after a while, I had to pay another money again to dig, to clean out the pit.
So you started your journey with a contractor in the beginning phases, but then you decided that wasn't the route for you anymore. Why did you believe it was best to ditch the contractor after a while?
Okay, excellent question. All right, so I was going through the process, but the contractor seemed to have been lagging. I was going to build my house through NHD, and while building, we get a time frame. We have to meet that time frame, and for the money to be dispersed, we have to reach out step by step. We have to complete each level. The contractor was lagging, and then I realized that the sales rep would have told me the steps, and then while I progress, I would have understand certain stuff with a few other builders. So the sales rep guided me on the quantity that I needed, and basically the sales rep let us know. It's like the sales rep was like when it's a contractor on the side that I didn't have to pay, because while going through the process, the sales rep was just there, just telling me this is what you need to do, this is what's come next. You don't need this amount of cement, you don't need this amount of steels. While I went along, I realized that I was able to manage the money properly. In opposed to the contractor telling me, all right then, buy 100 bags of cement, when I don't need 100 bags of cement right away.
So you think the contractor was giving you wrong information at some points?
I think the contractor was really just jumping the gun and was putting a financial constraint in areas that were just not there. I don't think at the time when I was being told to buy 50 bags of cement, I needed it at that time. So talking to the customer sales rep, they told me that, all right then, what stage are you now? First of all, I didn't know what lintel was. I didn't know the difference between lintel and belting. While the workman would have told me that, hey, you're going to reach belting soon, or you're going to reach lintel. I didn't know that. I know the difference between them. So when I told the sales rep, they said, "Oh, you're so finished, man." So while I was there, they said, "You don't need this amount of cement. Maybe you need a 50 bag of cement to cast all the lintels, and along with the belting." So the contractor would have told me more, and I would have those cement put down in a corner with the threat of persons coming there to steal it.
Okay, so you've been building for a couple years now. If you were to choose 3 words to describe the process, what would those 3 words be?
First of all, fulfilling. Second one, I think financially wise. Well, that's not 2 words, but that's not 1 word, but
We'll take it.
yes, and adventurous. Yes, the building process brought me through some places and have taught me so much that are really, really amusing now. So right now I'm still continuing the other side of the house, and I don't need a contractor. I'm actually there step by step going through the process by myself.
So what is the progress on your house right now?
So right now I'm up to belting right now, and cause as I said, there was a 3-part house. We finished 2 sides already, so I'm on the last part of it now. So I'm up to belting now. So just after I do the belting, then I'll be doing the decking and doing my steel work on the top.
So I would really say you've had such an enriching journey as a home builder so far. You've had the good, you've had the bad. But I really want to ask you, what is it that makes it all worth it in the end despite the ups and downs?
All right. So what makes it worth it is knowing that you got this amount of money and you're able to manage the money down to the T, and you got more out of spending than I would have gotten from buying a house. So really and truly, the decision to build was far better, because the amount of money I spent, if I was supposed to go on the open market to buy a house with that, I wouldn't have got the size house that I have now. So I think building was just the best decision. It took me a while to come around to building, but after being through the process, I would recommend anybody to just build who have the financial capabilities to just build rather than buy.
So we're going to run some rapid fire questions right now, and you try to answer as quickly as possible.
Okay.
First question. Top 3 must-haves for a Jamaican home.
AC, fan, and a good bathroom.
You say you can't hot. And you can't green.
Can't agree.
So we're doing a segment of plan or scam. So I'm going to say some scenarios, and if you agree with it, you say plan. If you think it's a no-go, then scam.
Okay.
First one, you need about 100 bags of cement to start building.
Scam.
Why is a scam?
I've been through the process. We don't need 100 bags of cement to cast a foundation. That's a scam.
Using rough ply for roofing.
For decking.
For decking, sorry, yeah.
That's a plan.
That's a plan.
Yes.
Nice. Mixing paint with water to stretch it.
That's a scam.
Scam. Cheapest workman is the best workman.
Totally a scam.
Using your fingers to spread caulk. Is it?
That's a scam.
It's a scam.
That's a scam.
Why you say it's a scam?
I have a caulking gun for that.
Oh, and it's better?
Caulking gun is better.
So when you use your fingers, what happened with that?
Well, it does mess up your fingers, and most times it just can't reach in certain corners.
Okay. Finish the lyrics. Let's see how much of this you know. 'Cause I know.
When I see. I don't know that.
But you sing part a while ago.
I that with you?
Yeah, but you just not catch a line after. Alright, next one. It's my day to do anything I want to.
It's my life and I can.
It's my time, and I'll use it the way I want to. It's
Alright. Bam bam.
What a bam 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 bam.
Alright. Thank you so much for joining us for the first episode of The Build Up, brought to you by HOLT'S Hardware. And thank you so much, Donovan Bonner, Operation Manager of HOLT'S Hardware, for sharing your building story with us. Follow us, on TikTok and Instagram at HOLT'S Hardware JA. And remember, it doesn't take millions to build a house, but it also takes grit, vision, and a plan to make it happen. See you in the next one.